Okay, Ann is getting the ballots, and we are going to start with our County Criminal Court 4 candidates, Deborah Nekham and Mamie Johnson. And Deborah, you are closest. You may go first.
Good evening, everybody. I am Deborah Nekham. I'm the judge of County Criminal Court number 4. I've been a lifelong Republican. I've been voting Republican since about 1984 when I first voted for Ronald Reagan. It has been my honor to serve you and the citizens of Tarrant County since 2003 on this bench. It is a criminal jurisdiction court. Excuse me. I'm board certified in criminal law. I have been since 2004. While I've been on this bench, I've overseen approximately 40,000 cases. I've tried hundreds of jury trials while I've been on this bench, and before I took the bench, I tried probably 200 jury trials as a first chair counsel in both state and federal court, ranging in type of cases from aggravated assault, all the way to capital murder. While I've been on the bench, I've supervised 2 specialty court programs. One was the Tarrant County Drug Court Program. Another is a DWI specialty court program. These have been intensive supervision courts that have attempted treatment and supervision of these offenders, and particularly to keep drunk drivers off the road. I'm passionate about life, and just the other day I was in my church for a special commemoration of the Roe versus Wade opinion, where we had a candlelight ceremony to pray for the 60 million victims of abortion. I read the Constitution on a regular basis, and that is the basis for my legal decisions. I believe in life, integrity, the rule of law, and the Constitution. I appreciate your support, and thank you for having us.
I am Mamie Johnson, and I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I was blessed to start out working for the city of Fort Worth. When I worked for the city of Fort Worth, my first job was to be an assistant city attorney, which is pretty much being a prosecutor. After that, I applied for judge, which goes before really the city council. They have a special committee that makes a decision. I was blessed to become a city judge. In fact, I was honored to work under Judge Bonnie Sutter and learned a lot from her. Then I heard that they were going to open a new court, which was at that time called the County Criminal Court of Appeals, and what it dealt with was basically the appealing of traffic tickets, and so I was certainly qualified for that. I ran for it. I was blessed to win. The first year I worked myself out of a job. We ran out of stuff to do. I didn't have any jurisdiction over anything else, so they quickly changed that court to County Criminal Court number 5, Family Violence Court. So I was honored to serve there. And one of the advantages that I do have is that court is very, very, very busy and crowded, and we really need another one in Tarrant County. One of the judges has taken over 25% of those cases, and I would like to be able to help in that situation, as I'm very qualified to do that. I've been blessed to be a prosecuting attorney, like I said, and a judge, and I know that I'm qualified for this position in County Criminal Court number 4. And so I'm asking for your vote, to vote for me, Mamie Johnson. Mamie Johnson, thank you.
Thank y'all. Our first to Judge Nekham. If you observed a party in your courtroom being poorly represented by an unprepared or ineffective lawyer, how would you handle the situation?
Unfortunately, this is not an uncommon situation in court, but because I'm the judge, I cannot assist people with their representation. I have to make sure that they get a fair trial. If it's a terrible situation, it is possible that I pull the attorney aside and maybe let them know that they might want to take out a law book and read it. But other than that, I have to be very cautious not to appear biased in any way. So I have to let the attorney represent their client to the best of their ability, short of committing out-and-out malpractice or malfeasance in some way.
Thank you. I would agree with the response that you just heard. I certainly would, in a respectful way, maybe pull them to the curb and suggest to them that they regroup. And I may even refer to them what they need to read to help them, because if they've gone that far messing up, they probably don't know what to look up when it's time to read and refer to what they need to refer to. I believe in treating people how you should be treated, and I would not want someone to go through anything like that. And so, like she said, we have to walk a fine line, but I would tell them you need to regroup and see what you can do so that you can refresh your memory. Give them some time to come back so that they could do a better job, hopefully.
And Ms. Johnson, this will go to you first. Do you believe in such a thing as a victimless crime? And if so, what offenses would you place in this category of a victimless crime?
Thank you. There are absolutely zero victimless crimes. Because when a person commits a crime, they hurt all of us. Sometimes, of course, there are serious situations where you have family violence, and in those situations, of course, they're hurting individuals. They're hurting their families. DWI is a bad thing, and they're hurting the people on the road, and especially if something bad comes out of it. If nothing else, they're hurting themselves, even though they may not realize it. And sometimes you can be the dumb victim of your own dumb situations. You know what I mean? I'm not saying a victim is dumb, but sometimes you're the very person that's hurting yourself. And you're taking chances that you're going to hurt somebody else. Absolutely zero victimless, because the state of Texas is armed when crimes come about.
There is absolutely no such thing as a victimless crime. The penal code is written for a reason, and every offense that is listed in the penal code is a violation of state law, and state law must be enforced. It is my job as the judge to follow the law as it is written, and it is the obligation of the prosecution to prosecute the law, because that is what the state attorneys are there for. And that is my job as a judge, is to follow the law as it is written. And every crime that is committed is a violation against the people of Tarrant County, and that is a very serious thing.
Judge Nekham, what makes you more qualified than your opponent?
I've been licensed to practice law for 30 years, and for those full 30 years I've practiced criminal law. I'm board certified in criminal law. I've tried every nature of case all the way up to capital murder cases. I've practiced in federal court before I became a judge. I've handled more than 40,000 cases. I've handled 2 different specialty courts. I've experienced every type of criminal case that is possible in the state of Texas. I believe I'm far more qualified, and I have been doing this for 15 years now.
If you look at our experience and track record, you may even get a tie when it comes to that particular question. We have both served as judges. I'm not sure if Judge Nekham has been a prosecuting attorney. I have. And we both have been defense attorneys. And so I think that we're pretty close on that. I think what pushes me out slightly above her is that if you will do the research and if you will take one of my cards that's updated, I am very honored and blessed that I have great ratings of 5.0 from 3 sites. 5 is actually perfect. But if you'll do the research, I think there are some issues in County Criminal Court 4, which is the reason that I'm running. I think that any of us can always do better. And I think she's been there about 15 years now. If you do the research, you'll see over the last 8 years or so, not a whole lot has changed. Give me the opportunity to change it.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, I will give you the opportunity. Do you want to go first or last in close?
Let me go back.
Okay.
1 minute.
My family that I come from they're from Europe, and they were subjects of the torture and kidnapping and victimization of Hitler. My grandmother and grandfather were kidnapped by Hitler. My grandmother was a nurse who was forced to tend to the soldiers of Hitler, and my grandfather was imprisoned and poisoned by Hitler. My father and my aunt had to flee the occupation of the Nazis in Paris. The reason I tell you this is the only reason my family survived was because of the American liberation of Europe, and that is, they came to America. And I am so proud to be an American. It has been my honor to serve all of you and the citizens of Tarrant County as the Judge of County Criminal Court 4, and I hope to be able to continue to do so. Thank you.
I pulled up at about 5:45 because I was in the area. I sat in the car for a minute. I pulled up my Facebook, and one of the issues I've been dealing with Facebook, and you can always go to it and look at it too, Mamie Bush Johnson, is that I have had some of the people on Facebook putting me down for being conservative and a member of the Republican Party. So, this is what a lady said. Her name is Ruth Kendrick Beasley. Hey Ruth, in case you're watching. It says, it doesn't matter if someone is Republican or Democrat. It matters about their conviction and their character. The thing about it, Ruth, is I have conservative character. As a minister and so much more. Mamie is a person with high moral convictions and integrity. I went to school with Mamie from the time we were small children, and she has my vote. I would vote for her no matter what, and I am going to vote for her. And I thank her and ask you to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you both.